Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of God Eater, which is on episode 13. Now, this episode right here is the final episode of God Eater, and the way how it ended, it was pretty opened up. It was pretty open-ended to me in a certain way. So, if anything else, let's go. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, we have to it that we see that the arm of Lindo is torn off. But apparently Sakuya and everyone else went like mentally unstable because they think Lindo's dead, but Lenka does not think of that, you know? And later on he encourages everyone to get up and rise up as he needs their help and try not to like lose themselves, you know? Especially Sakuya herself. By that time, with the help of the little girl and maybe some other people, they managed to do the jobs. Along with Soma, Alisa, Sakuya, along with Lenka, and who's this other guy? Kota, you know? And apparently Sakuya finally snapped out of herself after Lenka tells Sakuya that Linda wants to protect these people, yada yada yada. And that shows a lot, you know? And therefore, they decided to do what they have to do. Someone managed to destroy the guiding device, while the others are doing whatever they can to assist and destroy, you know? Yada yada yada. And by that time, after the device was destroyed at last, we have to it that the other Vajra and Aragami are leaving, which is really cool, and good. Eventually, you know, we have to it along with Lenka, Kota, Sakuya, Alisa, and Sakuya, they all take on Pita. Apparently, Utsuki Lenka has been using a lot of his abilities on his God Eater, you know, to do a lot of damage. But he managed to crack one of the blades of Pita, which Lindo managed to do, you know, and apparently Lenka did take a lot of damage, you know, especially everyone else, but they still distract enough time for Lenka to get a new blade for his God Eater, which does a lot more damage and it frightens Pita. Even he knows fear intellectually. He's like, what the hell did you just do after Lenka used that blade for his new God Eater arc after the others are broken, you know? Which shows a lot that Lenka was pushing beyond his limits. But as he's been pushing it, there's been these orange cell erosions, which Sakuya mentioned later, consuming Lenka's body, you know, and therefore, thanks to everyone's assistance, Lenka managed to kill Pita with the blade that he acquired for his God Eater and beheads him. By that time, we have to it that the doctor who was working with Johannes is promised to go on a ship after getting rid of Lindo, which I go like, what the hell? So it was all of freaking Johannes's idea. And apparently, the truth about this Aegis project is to also make a rocket ship. Apparently, for what I read, because the doctor talked to Johannes about this and thinking that the Aegis project would protect everybody. But apparently, Johannes says there's more to it. Look at the next page, because the doctor says the origami will continue to evolve eventually, you know, and they're gonna destroy the walls sooner or later because they evolve, and sooner or later they will have intelligence and they could communicate with us, and that's what the doctor is thinking, that we coexist with them, which is something that could be impossible on a daily basis, if anything, you know. I don't know. It's what the doctor's thinking. Sakaki Pela, the one who talks to Johannes, yada yada yada. After having much differences, it is a race against time right now. See who's gonna be proven who, you know? And right now, with enough cores, the Aegis project could be complete, you know? As with Sakuya and the others, they are going on patrol, and apparently someone did notice something behind them, but apparently it must be his imagination. There is a grave for Lindo Amamiya. But as the episode continues, we have to it that we have the team members Kota, Alisa, Soma, and Sakuya at the meeting. Apparently, Lenka survived, which I'm really surprised about because I don't know how he does it, but he does give out 3 orders. If your life is threatened, run and hide, and one day destroy it, That person who watched over Soma, apparently it's like doing a lot of like athletic abilities, and then later on ends up bringing like canned up food to similar boots that we all know who that belongs to, and that's possibly Lindo or Lindo himself. I don't know, but it leaves us to our imagination. But eventually, we see Lindo's God Eater arc apparently, and it acts up again, and it ends up with the note like one day you will be passed down to hope, that kind of thing. So yeah, passing down the torch is what I'm gonna title it, So this series, I had my saltiness and doubts, okay, because when I looked at the setting and the way how it was done, it was like freaking Attack on Titan. There's no denying that. I was thinking of that at first, but people tells me a lot of my friends tell me that God Eater was created before Attack on Titan. So maybe I judged it too early, but still, I am still salty here and there and so forth. All right, I mean I still have my have my doubts and maybe a little being salty here and there. There's no denying that. I mean, it has its flaws, Any series has its flaws. There's no denying that. There's always flaws that does not make people happy at all, especially if it's something that they want to see what they could bring out, etc. So, when I got to episode 10, though, that was pretty surprising in a way. I was actually pretty shocked here and there, but in the episodes after that, not too bad, but still, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will go it's nothing special, I mean, think about it. And of course, I did think about it. Yeah, I can understand certain minds or how they perceive it, etc. Anyways, as for this episode, it gave out a somewhat of an open ending for me, which there could be a possible sequel, which I highly doubt, but if Ufotable does do it, I don't know. Anyways, what would be my final score, which I always give out? 4 to 6 or below out of 10, honestly. Well, I'm pretty sure it's below a 6, 5, or 4, obviously. There's no denying that in a certain sense, but I have my mixture of things here and there. So, until then, it was an okay series in a certain way for its objective. Maybe I just looked at one, but still. So, until then, had somewhat of a fun ride. Hope you had a good ride as much as I did. Well, I only had, I had some nice moments, but yeah. Until then, I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys in my next final impressions and other things. Peace out. Bye-bye.